Okay, guys, today we are going to learn how to draw use case diagram using Modelio. So first we have to open Modelio. So when you open Modelio, we have this interface that is given to us. Okay, to start with, we'll go to File, then we'll create a new project. So the project, for example, for us is Practicum 2. So we'll start with Practicum 2. We'll name it Practicum 2, and then we'll give a description. If it's not, we can leave it blank and we can start with the create the project. So it will create the project. It will wait for some time and you can see it will be loading. So then after that, the procedure is we'll have to create on the click on the practicum, then we'll click on this yellow box and we can click on the practicum 2 box. Okay, if you click on this, then we'll have an option called create diagram. So in this folder, it's like a folder. In this folder we'll create our diagrams for practicum 2. So if you click on right click on that, we'll get this option called create diagram. We'll click on now create diagram. So we'll get a list of diagrams that you can select from. So you have all the diagrams here listed, for example class, activity, then communication, deployment, object, sequence, state, stuff. Now for today's use case is use case diagram. So we'll click on use case diagram and we'll click on OK. So again it will take some time and it will load. Now we'll have all the important elements that you need for creating the diagram here. If you see this box, we have everything to create the diagram. So we know a use case diagram or a like actor diagram. So here, what is the use case diagram? In use case diagram, we'll have an actor and we'll have certain use case. So for today's use case, we'll be doing the library or a bookstore. We'll start with a bookstore. So the first we'll create an actor. Who is an actor? An actor is a customer or an individual that is related to the project or who is working on the project, right? So we'll click on the actor, we'll select it. So it will become bluish. See, if you see here, it will become bluish, and we'll again right click on the white box that is given to us or the area that we'll use to create our diagrams. We'll click here and the actor will be created. Now for example, our bookstore, who will be the bookstore, who will be the people working in a bookstore, or who are the people related. So we have customers, right? Customers, then bookstore manager, cashier, then etc, inventory manager. If it is a very big store, or if it's a small shop, then we have the cashier and the book owner, and we have the main important thing, that is the customer. So we'll start with the customer. So we'll create customer, we'll name it customer. Okay, so for example, if you click on here and if you want to change the name later, you can just click on it, and if you double click on the actor, you will see the name will come. We can later change it as you wanted. Okay, then fine, our actor is created, right? Then what is the next thing? Each actor will have something called as use case. So if you, one trick is that if you hover on these icons now, it will give you what kind of, or what kind of icon is that. So if you hover, for example, this is a use cases icon. If you hover over this extension point, then this attribute, then we have operation, etc, etc. We know in use case we have attribute, operation, so many things, right? So now for very basic thing, we'll select this use case. We'll select this use case and again we'll click on this white blank space that is given to us. Okay, we have selecting this white blank space. So for customer in a bookstore, what are the use case? One of the use case, the one of the use case can be an what, selecting, or you can say it better, searching book. Yes, because the first thing when a customer comes, he will be searching for a book. Now it can have lot of attributes. So attributes, if you want, basically in class diagram will use it more, but you can use it for our case also. If you want it, we can add attributes. We can have some operations also. For the easier thing, we are going to change it now. Okay. So then next we have our another use case that we can have it for customers. So another use case can be buying or purchasing the book. Okay, purchasing a book. Okay, this is done. Now we have two use case diagram. Now one thing is missing, that is the link. You have to create a link between the customer and the what, use case diagram, right? Okay, so we need to create the links between the customer and the use case, yes or no? So the first thing is creating the link. So if you see here in links also, we have so many links, right? Extension relationship, inclusion relationship, then generalization, then link. We'll create the common link. That is the most email like common or the default one is communication link. So again we'll click on that. We'll have a blue box kind of thing around that link. We'll click on the what customer and the use case. So we'll create. Okay, see a link is done. Then we can, whenever you want to edit, we can edit it. We can move it here and here, so on and so forth. Then again, we need to create a link between the first customer and then another use case. So you see the line is not proper, just we can select on the line and see the dots will come. We can hover it. We can position to anywhere that you want. We can put it in the middle also. So it's done. Now we know our use case is not defined to a one, or a single use case can't be given to a single, it can have multiple users, right? See here, for example, searching book, a customer is also searching for a book, then we'll have some assistant or a cashier, right? Cashier or bookshop owner, he also will be searching for a book, right? He's also searching for a book if somebody asks for the book, yes or no? So this same use case can be given to a what, the shop owner. So we can create a second actor. We will select here. We can give, for example, shop owner or cashier or whatever you want. So for time being, we'll have shop owner. Then again, to create the link, we'll select this communication. We'll have the shop owner. Then we'll go to searching book. Okay. Now we can have different attributes also. For example, this is a searching book. If, for example, if you think searching book as a class, we can select the class, and class will have attributes and functions. What are attributes? Attributes that are specifications. And what are functions? Functions is the work that they do. Okay. For example, searching book. Searching book can have attributes such as what kind of book is that. Yes, we can add an attribute, right, to the class. So we'll select the attribute, for example, and then we can select the what use case. So attribute we can give it as book type. Yes, we can have that. Then second, we can have something called as operation. So if you select on the use case and then we select this, we can add an operation also. For example, we can add the operation, for example, filtering, books filtering. So we can add this function. Okay, similarly we can add to this and so on and so forth. So this is how a use case diagram is made in Modelio. Okay.